Welcome to Sam's Place. We've got a little bit something unique today. I've actually gotten Sam as well as my wife, her name's Ai, to come learn A Song of Ice and Fire with us. It's going to be a different version of the battle. We're going to actually just use one objective. We're not going to use any terrain, only because it helps simplify things. I'm also going to walk us through how we actually read things like, for example, the unit cards. I think it's quite basic and it may not have been covered by many people on the YouTubes yet. Outside of that, we designed two very simple lists up until 30 points, and ultimately it's about the basic mechanics, not so much about who wins, but also who has the most fun. Outside that, I hope you guys enjoy the video. It's the second time we're doing this, first time for me. I have Sam here with us. It's his second time playing this?
Yeah, second. First time was pretty long ago, last year.
Yeah.
Or a year before that.
And what do you like about it?
Oh, actually I chose the Free Folk because I like the giants.
Okay.
And I thought it would be a small elite army to play.
Elite. Free Folk.
Yeah. But,
first mistake there.
was a bit wrong.
Yeah.
But it's alright because I already got all the models.
Yeah. For those of you who don't know, Sam's actually one of the original group members for Anything But Once. He's very well known for his ability to paint. Unfortunately, he hasn't painted them all, so we'll forgive him for that.
It's not my best work at all.
He does craft a lot of beautiful worlds. I hope to be able to do a bit more battle reports at Sam's Place, and yeah, hopefully. Hey guys, I've got Ai here. She is Sam's opponent for today. She's also my wife, and what we'll do is we will hopefully help the two of them, or at least I'll be helping the two of them understand the game, and maybe we'll see a bit more of her on the channel. Maybe you can tell us about your experience with Song of Ice and Fire so far.
No experience. Okay, play once before. Yep. Because you asked me to. And I'm playing for the second time because you asked me to.
So, for those of you who don't know, she's played once before. It was Stark's. Stark is my primary army. But today what we've done is I've brought along the neutral army, Voltons actually. And it's a fairly rounded army, 30 points. Again, the scenario is very simplified in order to teach them the basics of the game. Also second game. So we'll see how this unfolds for both Sam and I. See you.
Sam and I.
Yes. Cover off the basics first. This card is actually really useful. Both players have a piece each. And what this card actually does is it tells you what your unit can do. Each of your unit, when it actually activates, it has an opportunity to take these actions. So what are they? The first one is a maneuver. So it's actually quite straightforward. You can see it says pivot, move, pivot, that's it. So what this does is effectively, if you look at your unit and if you look at the statistics of the unit, actually, you know what? We should also just learn to read this card. It's very important. These are usually the special rules, this part on the right. And then if you look at the most basic, you'll see there is the feet, which is the movement rate, so how quick they can move. These are in inches. You will then see that they have 3 ranks each. So first rank, second rank, third rank. This coincides very nicely with its numbers here. So you can see green, yellow, red. First, second, third. So if you have all 3 ranks, you attack at 8. If you have only 2 ranks, you attack at 6. And if you have only 1 rank left, you attack at 4. So this is 3 ranks. If this unit loses this entire rank, it is left with 2 ranks. 2 ranks, it then goes down to only 6 attacks. Yeah. And then it continues the same for the last rank. So put those guys back. Now if we go back and look at this unit here, we'll see that it moves 5, again in inches. We know how fast they can, how well they can attack, how many attacks they have, and what they need to roll in order to hit. So on a dice, a d6, you basically need to roll a 3 and above, so 3 plus. So 3 and above, 3 plus. If you look at the far left, you'll see a little shield icon. That shield icon is what you need to roll in order to make a save. So whenever an enemy hits or wounds you, you'll basically have to roll above that number. So in our case, the cutthroats, Boltyn cutthroats, need to roll a 5 and above, so 5 plus. Morale. You will take morale in the course of the game, which we'll go through shortly. And in order to save or to pass the morale, you have to roll 2 dice and pass that figure, which is 7 plus. You also roll D3 in the event you fail, because that's the amount of wounds that you take plus 1, which again we'll go through in more detail. Coming back to the unit actions. So if you look at maneuver, this is the speed at which it can move. It can first pivot, and when you pivot, you must always remember the most critical thing to pivoting is that you pivot from the center of the tray. So you basically want to do this. You're pivoting from the center of the tray. I've seen some newer players, unfortunately, as they are a bit new, sometimes they think that their unit will be pivoting like this, i.e. pivoting from this point. So it's important you remember, pivot from the center of the tray. I mean, there's going to be some wiggling there, but you don't want to pivot from any other points. Okay? So that is, and sorry, going back to maneuver. So what is a maneuver? You pivot, you then move the distance that they can move, in our case 5 inches, so you line it up to 5, you move it up to 5 inches. You don't have to finish the full 5. If you don't want to, you can finish off a bit less, it's also okay. You can then move the stick. Imagine there is a point in the center and you pivot from the center to face. Now one thing you'll notice in all the trays is that there is a little triangle at the front. That's where your unit is facing. So if you've got that triangle, find that facing. If you look at your unit trays, there's also a little notch on 2 sides. That tells you what they can see. So in our case, in order for you to do the next maneuver, which is a charge, you need to be able to see your enemy first, you pivot, and then you make that charge. So march is the next item in our list. What is a march? A march is very straightforward. If you look at the card, what it says is that move times 2 and pivot. So you cannot pivot first and then march. You can, however, only do move times 2, which if you remember, our unit's move is 5, times 2 is 10. So you put down the stick, it's times 2, so move up to 10 inches. And then once it's complete up to 10 inches, you can finish again. Anything less than 10 is also fine. At the end of the times 2 of movement, it can then pivot to face anywhere that it wants. Again, from the middle. Okay? That is march. Coming into charge. Now charge is the only way that you can actually get into combat with an enemy unit. Actually that reminds me, when you are maneuvering, you cannot and may not end your movement within less of an inch of your enemy. So in this case, it is an illegal maneuver because you are less than 1 inch away from your enemy. You need to stop outside of that 1 inch, and it is usually measured from the closest point to the closest point. So in our case, again, it's illegal. So you can only maneuver up until this point where there is 1 inch gap. This stick is exactly 1 inch thick. Alright, so if you've got the plastic sticks, that they are perfect for it. Next, charge. Now if we look at charge, how does it work? It's the most straightforward way of seeing a charge is, if you look at it, it says move speed time plus 1d6. So you take 1 dice, you look at your movement rate of your unit, which in our case is 5. You take the dice, you also determine how far you are first, and then you can ask yourself, would I like to charge? In our case, this unit of cutthroats is, if you look at this notch, it's actually 8 point something because it's just beyond 8 inches. So that means if we take the dice, we take this number 5 here, you basically need 4 and above because again, it is considered 9 inches. yeah, because it's 8 point something. In our case, maybe I can do this. So it's 8 point something. So we need to roll exactly a 4 and above. So I rolled a 6. So when I roll 6, I plus the movement of 5, I can move up until 11. My charge is a legal charge. So this unit will be able to contact that unit. Now next, what happens is that when you charge, you need to understand one thing, which is you have 3 options. You can firstly charge either at 100% or 50% on either side. And this is important only because if, for example, you have another unit that you want to engage with this unit, you want to leave some room. But if you don't, and you're thinking, okay, maybe he's got a giant or a bear that's coming, and the best thing you could do is maybe run away from that giant or bear, you can put it this way. So that's one option, okay? Now again, the minutiae of all these details, you'll figure it out as you play the game. Of course, we have attack. So in attack, that's when you can do your shift first. So say for example, I've contacted this one, this way, 100%. I can then choose to shift and then I make my attack. And earlier, as we've discussed, if you look at your card, you will see how many attacks the unit has. In our case, because I have full ranks of 3, I will have 8 attacks and I will hit on 3+. If you look at the card again, it says shift or change facing and then attack. Now what is attack? In our case, we don't have any shooting in today's armies, so we're just going to focus purely on melee attacks. So melee attacks, very simple. Again, look up this number, 3+ to hit. I have 8 attacks. And that's the number of dice you roll. So if you look at 8, we will take 2, 4, 6, 8. We'll roll this dice, and on 3s that you will hit. Now one thing that's good about charging is that when you charge, you get to re-roll fail hits. So you'll take this dice and you re-roll it. And based on this result, this is how many hits you get. The enemy then has to respond by taking this many hits and say 2, 4, 6, 7, and then taking his saves. Yeah, fairly straightforward. Outside of that, you can also retreat this unit. Let's say, for example, I'm fighting with this unit of Bone Lords Chosen. I don't think I can win this combat anymore. Activate this unit and I say I want to retreat. If you look at the card again, it says move speed plus 1d6 and then you can pivot. So our move speed is 5 plus 1d6, which is 3. So my total distance that I can go is 8. I only have 3 options to choose from: left, back, or right. And I can move up till 8 inches. In our case, the most important thing of part of retreating is at the end of the retreat, you must be at least 1 inch away from the unit that you ran away from. So in our case here, if you look at this distance, if we opt to go to the left, 8 inches this way, can it bring this unit at least 1 inch away? At the moment, it cannot, but this is what happens. You can then pivot at the end of that. And now I'm 1 inch away. Okay, so it can be the same, you can go this way and you can go to the right as well. Outside that, that's all the unit actions you need to worry about. So nothing really that complicated. So again, to reiterate, you have maneuver, you have march, you have charge, and you have your attack. Then of course you have your retreat. Now, yes?
I have a question.
Yes.
So it says attack, shift, change, facing. Just now I think it was like this.
Yes.
Shift, I understand it's like this.
Mm-hmm.
With face changing, change facing.
Okay.
Can I go like this?
No, you cannot, because then you're actually changing into the flank, which isn't correct. However, you can do this. You can, so say, let's say for example, I charged into this unit skin changes on the flank. So I've charged his flank. And so Sam doesn't want to be, because if I charge you in the flank, I hit you harder. I will reduce your armor save by 1, and I also reduce your morale by 1. Okay, so what Sam will probably do is when he activates this unit, he will change facing so that he's facing you like this. Does it make sense?
Okay, okay.
That's change facing.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, cool. Good question. Now, if we look into conditions, now conditions are very, very important. There are only 3 types of conditions: panicked, vulnerable, and weakened. Whenever you do a condition, you will take one of the 3 condition tokens and you put them on the particular unit. So for example, if you look at the Cutthroats is a very good example. Spiked Mace. If this unit attacks a target, targets an enemy that has not activated this round, that enemy becomes vulnerable. Vicious. We will worry about Vicious later. So for example, my Cutthroats activates now and attacks this unit of Bonelord's Chosen, which has not activated yet. I will then put down this yellow token on this unit and says you are vulnerable. Now, what is vulnerable?
You're vulnerable.
What vulnerable is that when you say, for example, the Bonelord's Chosen takes saves, and anything that he passes, you can then choose to take this vulnerable token away and force Bonelord's Chosen unit to re-roll those passes. Very powerful. Next we have to look at is, of course, panicked. Now, what is panicked? Now, I'm not sure if this one has. They don't have.
Vicious?
Vicious is you suffer -2 to your panic tests. This one again will be a bit more complicated. Maybe I can explain what panic is. So if you remember your unit, it has a little banner on the right. That is its morale. Yeah? So in the Bonelord's Chosen that we have here is a 6+. So their morale is better than the Cutthroats.
Yeah, bunch of junks.
Exactly. So in this case, if let's say for example we have done at least 1 damage through combat to the unit of Bonelord's Chosen, we'll then take 2 dice and we will roll. Sorry, I won't be rolling, but Sam will be rolling because he would have taken the damage. So assuming he rolled, please let's not roll this kind of dice anymore, but never mind. Let's assume that he rolled 8. Okay? Now, by right, Sam would have passed because he is passing on 6+. Actually, he will still continue passing. Sorry, my bad. Let me just give you this example. So assuming Sam rolls 7, which is fairly standard on 2d6, he would have passed because it's a 6+ to 6+ morale. However, the Cutthroats are vicious. So vicious is -2 to your panic test. So 7 -2 puts you at 5. 5, which is below your 6. You now have to take a d3 and roll. This d3, which is the result is 3. You +1, that's the amount of damage that you take extra. So another 4 men run away. It's to simulate that the army is going, oh no, I want to run, I'm panicking.
They were vulnerable emotionally.
That's right, they were vulnerable emotionally. But now, so it goes
Vicious.
it goes back to the token of panicked. So how the panic works is assuming we have a token, a panic token on this unit of Bonelord's Chosen here. Now, in this scenario, the Cutthroats have charged and they have hit the Bonelord's Chosen, and the Bonelord's Chosen, let's for argument's sake, at the end of combat, loses 1 model and rolls 9 for his morale. 9 passes, -2 from Vicious is still a pass. 9 -2 is 7, so 7 is greater than 6, so it passes. Now, what I can do, or the player that owns this unit here can do, can say, I will take away your panic token, I will force you to re-roll any of these dice. At the same time, usually when we play, we roll that d3 as well. Now when you take this panic token away, you say, okay, I want you to re-roll this, I also would like you to re-roll this, maybe I'll keep this. Or you can say, okay Sam, I want you to re-roll all this. And now if he re-rolls all this, apparently he passes again. Then that result stands. But if let's say for example Sam rolls maybe a 5, he definitely fails that test, then he takes away another, he'll take 4 men away. Yeah? That's panic. Right, so we'll re-rack this. Oh, what's your question?
So I can I put this on him, but I can only move at the same time.
To activate.
So you will most likely put the panic token through another source. So in your example, you're playing Roose Bolton. Roose Bolton allows you, whenever you jump onto the tactics board, you will then choose 2 units to put these panic tokens on.
So the moment I place it, it won't activate it.
No.
It won't, nothing happen.
No.
Only when we combat and when I make damages, and then this is a test, like how many men going to free.
It helps you to force him to fail the panic test.
Okay.
If I pass, you can make me fail. I
That's
roll
right.
again.
That's right. If Sam passes the test, by using this, you will force him to fail. There's a chance that you will fail. You're basically making him re-roll the passes. Okay.
Okay.
Next, we have the last one, which is weakened. Assuming Sam has an ability to throw down this purple color icon onto this unit of cutthroats, what happens is that when the cutthroats goes in and attacks, and let's say for example rolls 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 attacks, he rolls this many hits, he needs 3s to hit, and because the cutthroats charged, I will re-roll these dice, and just remove this.
Only one.
So only 1 miss, so that's 7 hits.
Great.
Now what happens is Sam will, or the free folk player will say, no, I want you to re-roll all these dice because I have a weakened token on you. You then take this dice and then re-roll the result.
Can
Okay.
you still reroll the fail since it's still the charge?
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. So earlier sorry, maybe I could just reiterate. So Sam's question is, can you re-roll the fail hits when you charge? Yes. So if you look at carefully, what I did was 2, 4, 6, 8. Assuming my cutthroats charged the free folk player, I roll 8 dice. I take away all those fails, and then I re-roll this for charging in successfully, and then I take away the fails. Now this pool of failures, Sam will then say, okay, I want to expend this weakened token to force your cutthroats to re-roll the passes, and then this result then holds up.
Okay, so you cannot reroll the 1.
No, I cannot. I can no longer re-roll that. You can't re-roll that, and that's the result. Yeah. So that's it. I hope that's a good enough explanation, and then we can basically get started now. Okay, part of the designing of the army is very critical once you've chosen your commander. Just to look at what your commander can actually do. And while we have this outside, there is 2 versions of most of the characters. If you look for the character that has a C, that is usually the commander itself. So if you look at Rattleshit, he has quite a number of things. Of course, the Bone Lords Chosen will be one of the things that you want to consider as well. So, yeah. So if you look at this, you will have you will start to figure out the synergy of your army. Now when you bring in a commander, of course you have the commander cards, and these commander cards will give you a flavor of what or how the army for Bone Lords Chosen will actually play. Now bearing in mind, you also have the general deck that comes with your faction. It's probably worth just considering that there are certain things that each faction will do better than the others. This then forms the deck of 20, which then gives the flavor to your army. Certain cards which are very, very useful, you will learn as you go, because this is the first time you're playing this, right?
Yes.
So what we'll do is we maybe don't worry too much on that. On the flip side, my suggestion is even at 30 points, still do bring 2 NCUs. In our case, you've chosen Lady Val and also Styre. Both very good choices. One which is 3 points, and then the other one which is both are 3 points. Cheap and cheerful. So really, really good options. Now if we look at the Bone Lords Chosen, if you look at Rattleshit, take a look at what kind of synergy you want to play off, because this is going to be your most expensive unit because it's 8 points. 8 points out of 30 is a pretty big investment. So Sam's just starting up the app, and for the first time he's actually using the app to create his army. Now this is very important, especially for those of you who actually don't have that many miniatures. Understand that there is an option of owned and all units. So now that that's selected, you will have to select your house, which is the freeform. You can click create. Now this will open up all the options for you.
So I put 30 points.
We don't have to amend that, but we can just leave it at 40.
Okay.
And then for this beginner's game, off the back end of that, we'll create an army and we'll come back to you shortly. See you guys. Okay guys, so what we're going to do is just first, we're going to deploy the armies. In this case, because there is no terrain, what we want to do is maybe get each one of you to roll a single die. Can you roll d6 please? Alright, Sam rolls a 6.
Is it 6? Yeah.
Awesome.
Wow.
So there's a giant and there's a dragon. Can you guys please re-roll? We want to find a winner.
2.
Alright. Awesome.
Oh,
So in this case, I actually won this. So what's going to happen is that you can then choose to actually deploy first, or you can ask Sam to deploy a single unit down.
Oh, only single unit.
Yes.
Sam どうぞ。
Okay.
Okay.
How
So
many inch from?
we're going to play 12 inches in so that you guys can engage a little quicker.
Is this 12?
Yes, that's 12 inches.
I would deploy the. What are these? Free folk raiders
All right. Cool.
with skin chaser? Changer.
Yes. Alright. So Sam deploys his first unit, which is a unit of raiders with skin changes. And then I now will have to respond with one of her own units. Which would you do? Can you drop one unit?
Drop.
Yep.
Wow.
No problem. Yeah.
Oh.
12インチ。まあいいや。じゃあこれにする。12インチ。Up to 12 inch.
So Ice just dropped her first unit of Bolton Blackguard, and within 12 inches. You can deploy it anywhere within 12 inches, so that you don't have to be right up to the line. But in our case, we can just
Okay.
So we've got 2 units down. We're going to go back and forth doing this.
じゃあもうちょっと動かす。
The objective of today's game is ultimately this objective right in the middle. It's worth let's just put it as worth 2 victory points per turn round if you hold
That's
it.
the.
言ってるんだわ。
I thought you left it there by accident.
Oh, sorry. I should be clear. That objective is worth 2 victory points
Okay.
per round.
Oh, that's the objective.
And yeah,
Okay.
so we want to basically hold the objectives. The unit that holds the objective will basically be able to score for the army.
Oh.
And some you want to change your.
It's okay. Actually, I'm quite near, so it should be alright.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'll deploy my second
うん。
Yes.
unit. Okay. One more unit of free folk raiders.
Yes.
With no attachment.
No attachment. Okay. Right. Yep.
まあいいや。じゃあ。
Good move. Okay. Back to you, Sam. In order to capture the objective, your train needs to be 100% overlapping the objective. So you can't have it just like kissing the objective. So ideally, you want to plan ahead. And if you want to march, right, you can only double your move. You cannot pivot before.
Oh.
So if you'd like, Sam, you can actually reposition Rattleshoot
Like
so that you can.
here.
That's right.
Oh.
Yep.
Okay.
Here you go.
The whole thing must be on.
Yes, correct. So in our case, for example, here, if Rattleshoot marches up, he cannot finish like this, for example. He cannot finish like this. He must be over here.
Oh.
The full unit.
Fully covering.
Yeah.
Oh.
Fully covered.
Okay.
So even if it's like this,
Not counted.
it still doesn't count.
Oh.
Cool.
But can I end the move there like that?
Yes, you can.
Okay. But then I don't claim it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Try.
Alright, cool. So setup is done. This is the first round. So first things first, if you guys can shuffle your tactics deck and draw 3 cards. This is going to be your opening hand.
Can I draw any way I want?
Yes, you can draw any way you like.
Like 2 and
Awesome.
Okay.
Now keep these cards in your hand. Obviously, it's read it, digest it, roughly know what we can do. Again, because this is your first time, I don't expect you guys to fully appreciate the whole thing yet. So just go through it, digest it.
There's too many. No, I mean.
So I have deliberately put that token worth 2 points because I'd like us to be able to go through the basics rather than to go through the full game per se. Because then when you familiarize yourself with a basic game, then we talk about expanding from there.
Okay.
So what I've also come to realize is for players who are just starting out, enjoy the game. Don't be too worried about the tactics card just yet because most of it you probably don't understand. But if you do, that's great. If not, it's also okay. Now, first round, both of you will have to roll a dice to see who starts or who gets to choose who goes first. 5,
Yay!
1. Fortunately, Sam wins the roll-off. Sam has a choice of who he liked to go first. Going first, to take the first activation in the first round is not necessarily a good thing per se. So decide.
Yeah, she can go first.
You sure?
Yeah.
Because you also give the tactics board to her. Sam has given you the first option. You can actually go ahead.
Me? I go first?
Yes.
What do they do?
So I has Roose Bolton and also Lord Varys. So unfortunately today I forgot and put these 2 miniatures in a different box set. So Roose Bolton is proxied by a Bolton Flayer and Lord Varys is proxied by a very strange looking guy. Maybe he's Varys is in one of his many guises.
Yes.
So go ahead.
But very difficult to find that fat one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Apparently fat miniatures are quite hard to find.
So,
He couldn't lose the weight. He can only lose the disguise.
Varys' ability is like what we discussed earlier. He has 4 tokens. Every time that Sam chooses to activate one of his NCUs, you in response can say, I want to prevent your NCU from using its ability or prevent the NCU from activating the tactics board.
that's what they says here.
Correct.
So nothing else.
Nothing else.
Oh, okay. Okay, I choose this. If I choose this one, this effect will come into place effect immediately.
So Roose Bolton's ability replaces whatever is on the board. So if you read his card, horrific rumors.
Okay. What's my card?
Panic. Yeah, it only puts down 2 panic tokens. It doesn't mean that you take any test
Which
immediately.
can be removed at any time.
Yes. You can heal it away.
まあいいや。ここにする。はい。
I has put Lord Varys on the horse. What would you like to move on your army?
To move my army, because since this slow walker, I move this forward. Walk 1 maneuver. Free maneuver.
So you can move.
Maneuver is pivot, moves, and pivot.
That's right.
So I cannot pivot.
Mm-hmm.
I can, but I don't.
Mm-hmm.
And walk 4.
Yep.
4 is this one 4.
Does she move everything, then I move? Or?
No, it's alternate activation.
Ah,
Okay,
I see.
Yes.
moved.
Okay, so now my turn.
So one of the beauties of alternate activation is that it prevents alpha striking. So for example, if you have a very powerful unit, you just throw it in front and you think you can destroy everything, what happens is that unit will be so caught out in the open on its own that your opponent can react.
Oh.
And I love the alternate activation.
So it's my turn to move.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll also maneuver
You can maneuver or you can march.
much.
You can also
Oh, yeah.
activate your NCUs to take the board. Usually, I should share this with the both of you.
When does this go up?
Correct. So at the beginning of the round, usually people will fight for the board first. The tactics board is very important because the tactics board will help you kick off a lot of abilities from your tactic cards. Your cards are very powerful. Very, very powerful. So you need to be able to learn how you use the cards as much as possible. But again, early when you're learning the game, usually ends up getting ignored.
Okay.
So Sam's just highlighted to me one important thing, which is the board. The board is very critical because I should explain what each thing does. So if you take the crown, one enemy unit must immediately make a panic test and suffer -1 to their roll. If you take the money bags, restore up to 3 wounds and remove 1 condition token from that 1 unit. The letters, draw 2 tactics card and place any 1 condition on an enemy unit. The swords, 1 friendly unit may make a free attack action, and the horse, 1 unit may make a maneuver action. This is maneuver or retreat, not a march.
Okay.
So I has already taken a maneuver action. That's why she can move her blackguard up.
Oh.
Now you are left with 4 other spots on the tactics board.
Okay.
Choose wisely.
We make a free maneuver or okay.
Pressure.
But does it mean she can move? She could move 2 in her turn, right? Because this is a free one.
Yeah,
Yes,
so she
my
can-
army not activated yet.
Oh.
Her army is not activated yet.
Okay. So now it's still her turn.
It is your turn now.
How come? Because she moved 1.
That's right. She
Okay.
has activated 1
Okay.
NCU.
Yeah, activated this one.
Yes. Now the rest of her army has not activated yet.
But I can choose not to use this.
Yeah, you can choose to totally ignore this board, but you have 2 NCUs.
Okay.
And then you can choose to move 1 of your units as well, or activate 1 of your units instead.
Okay. So I can go here.
Okay, so Lady Val activates. Before you jump
Lady
up here,
Gaga.
because Varys is around,
Yeah.
you want to ask your opponent,
Do
can
you
just
want
say,
to?
I am activating Lady Val.
Okay.
Now, the next question I have is, now
What's very well?
Lady Val.
This is fun.
Okay, so because the both of you are just learning, it's worthwhile sharing with your opponent what does she do. Maybe you can read it out.
So when Val claims a zone on the tactics board, you may replace its effect with the effect of the horse instead.
That's right. It's a replace effect. So for example, if Lady Val jumps onto any of these slots up here, she can then choose to replace that slot. Instead of this, it replaces it with this.
Oh.
Okay? So very straightforward. You don't have to, you may.
Okay.
Now, when you activate this, immediately you've got to ask your opponent.
Would you like to?
No, you don't have to say that. You can say, I'm activating Lady Val.
Yeah, activating Lady Val.
I reserve my order. I don't use.
Okay. So
Okay.
now she's allowed you to activate Lady Val.
Okay.
You can go
I
ahead.
allow you.
Choose what you like to do.
I don't have to go in order, right?
You don't have to.
That's why I went there. I thought it's like I must go here.
No. You're free to choose any
Oh,
slot.
okay. Since I'm already here,
Yes.
what does this do? 1 enemy unit. But I'm not in combat, so
No.
nobody makes
So
a.
if you read carefully, 1 enemy unit must immediately make a panic test
Yeah.
and suffers -1 to the roll.
But I'm not in combat. Can still cause panic.
So imagine when you take the crown, what happens is you are in the court. You are in King's Landing.
Oh.
What free folk are doing there, I don't understand.
It's too warm.
But this Lady Val says something to some king, and then the king goes, okay, if that's the case, I'm going to make sure that this unit suffers something. So now you choose which unit you want to make them suffer.
Okay. The horse. Let's get the horse.
Good choice. Now, Sam has chosen to crown Zap the horses, which is the Flakeman. Now, what does your Bolton Flakeman's, what is their morale?
6+.
Awesome. Now, because if you look at the crown here, it says -1. So now I take 2d6 plus 1d3. Roll those dice.
What's 1d3?
D3
The
is
white
the
colour.
white color one.
Oh.
It only has 3 pips.
Oh yeah, I didn't notice
Okay.
that.
So your d6. Sorry, d6.
And then when you score d3.
Go ahead, roll. Do not.
Come on, give me.
You want big, right?
What is your result?
これいいの
What did
3
you
た
roll?
す3たす2。
8.
8。
You roll 8. Now you minus 1 because of the crown.
7. Still
Still pass.
Pass.
keep my morale.
Alright, awesome. So it's passed. Your activation is done.
Yes.
It now goes to your turn. Aichan, it is your turn.
Okay.
Oh, activating NCU is also
A turn. You
Turn.
take the turn. Yes.
Okay.
Oh, can I trouble you to remove those banners? Because when you put the banners down, they have activated.
Oh.
Put the banners down.
Remove those banners.
Why?
These are called activation
Activation.
banners. These are the activation tokens.
Okay.
Da-da-da.
Get
So you need
ready.
one for each.
Yeah.
私 I'm going to activate this one.
Okay.
ブラックガーズさん。
Okay.
ブラックガーズさんはマーチします。
Okay. March is. Do you remember what March is?
Move 2.
Speed.
Awesome.
So
Because-
its move is 4, so move 8.
Awesome.
8.
It's easier if you flip the stick around and then. No, the other way.
Oh.
Correct. Put it at 8 and then move it up to the 1 or 0.
音もいいね。
Oh.
Alright. At the end of your march, you can pivot. Would you like to pivot?
ちょっとピボットしたらこっち邪魔になっちゃうの。
That's right. So you actually cannot pivot at the moment.
そうだね。
So now that units is activated, would you like to put a banner next to it?
Like that, oh.
But I should carry all the time, right? When
But no point,
sometimes magically appear. Then there's the banner.
He take out from the pocket.
It's a unfolding
Yeah,
banner.
unfold.
They do carry their own banner.
Oh.
Yeah,
This
that's just
cannot
activation banner.
Is this down or up?
Up.
Oh, okay.
Alright, so ice activation is done. Sam's your go.
Yes.
Go.
I will also. So I don't have to use this already, right?
You can.
Yeah, but no.
So it's up to you. So you gotta ask yourself, when do you activate your NCUs? The experienced players always use the NCUs first. Like I explained earlier, the board is quite important. So if you play against more experienced players, you'll find that they go for the board first.
Okay.
But again, play what you feel more comfortable with.
Can. I will activate
Styre!
Style.
He's activating Styre. Would you like
to?
What can you do?
You should probably
I have
explain.
no idea. I also haven't read.
Okay, let's
Okay.
learn.
Influence. When I claim a tactics zone, attach this card to a combat unit until the end of the round. So what? This card.
What does the
Attach this card.
attachment issue, right? Okay, then I use my order.
Okay. Then you have to
You
roll.
cannot.
Now
I
you
need
have
to roll.
A D3.
Three or more.
3 or more.
Which is my choice. Either I
Block
choose
here or here.
I choose to cancel the effect on the board,
Yes.
or choose to lose the ability of
Yes.
NCU, right?
Yes.
So I lose the ability because I don't want this to
So
happen
she
on
has
my.
silenced you.
Okay. Oh, but it still comes back here,
Yes.
not the graveyard.
No.
Oh.
But you can use as this as the person,
I can still
so you
choose
can
any
still
of the
walk in the
empty
board,
ones
right?
Correct.
to put. Okay.
So now Styre can actually choose
I see.
a spot on the board.
I have no conditions, so I'm really left with this.
Yes. And that's
So I'll
a
just put this.
very powerful spot.
What does it do? Draw
does it do?
Okay.
two
So draw 2 tactics cards.
cards. This is.
Yes.
But
it's
I already
yours.
got 3. It's full heart.
You can draw 2 more.
More than
on
3.
top of that.
Yes.
Oh,
Oh, I thought you need to replace.
There's no max.
No max rank.
No max.
Oh, so I just draw 2.
Yep.
なるほどね。
Then.
And then now you put a condition token on any one of her units.
Oh.
Yes. Which one would you like to put?
Maybe it's better if she chose this one. Oh, so what are the conditions
So
available?
you have your 3 conditions, remember? We
Okay.
just
Got
discussed.
Oh.
Panicked, vulnerable,
Panicked,
Mà
or-
sao nè?
weakened.
Yeah.
Okay. I will choose. This one is vulnerable, weaken,
Mm.
panic. Panic?
Alright. So which unit?
Panic the horse.
Okay.
I always scared the horse, I don't know why.
The Blade Man.
Is it?
Yeah, cool. Okay, maybe I can put our token so that you.
Yeah.
It'll be
Okay.
easier that way.
Okay.
Yep. Alright, cool. Sam's activation
Sam
is
done.
done. He's just put star on the letters. Next is I, your activation.
So when do I have to take the panic test?
Not now.
When?
He
I
will
will-
decide when he takes away the token from you. Sam will decide when he removes the token from you. So when an enemy attacks you,
This comes
you
from.
can force the person to reroll
Ah,
hits.
Okay.
This forces the opponent to reroll saves.
Mm.
This forces the opponent to
Morale.
reroll morale.
Ah.
So only 3 types. And
Okay.
you, as long as there's a token on the enemy unit, you choose when you want to remove these tokens from them. When you
Okay.
remove these tokens from that unit, it kicks that ability.
Okay.
Yeah? Don't worry, when it happens, I'll share with you. I'll always ask.
But I can't choose now, right?
No.
Because it's not in combat, right?
No, you cannot.
Ah.
You must wait until the time that it happens, then you can choose.
Oh,
How many wounds do I have?
12. 12 models.
yeah.
So 1 each.
Yes.
Oh. So this has 3 each.
3 each, that's right.
Mm.
All
this-
units have 12.
Can take more wounds.
Yes.
Sorry, I take that back. The giant has different wounds.
5.
Wow.
It's 5.
Okay.
Sure, the bear has one. The bear has 2.
Where's your bear?
Eh?
Wait, you
You
have to
haven't changed,
deploy.
right?
You have to deploy it when you.
Oh, is it?
Yes. It's your turn.
I activate
Right.
my Hoshi
It's fast.
to march.
Okay, so the cavalry has an interesting rule called
Fast.
cavalry.
Hmm.
Each model in this unit has 3 wounds. At the start of its unit's activation, you may make a free maneuver action first.
Hmm.
So you have a free maneuver. Your movement is 5.
Hmm.
So that's. March is 10.
Correct.
Then free maneuver.
So maneuver first,
Maneuver.
then you do your march.
March,
Yeah. So also the other powerful thing you must realize about cavalry is that you can't really box them in. Just because you think they don't have line of sight to you does not mean that when they activate they don't have a
Mm.
line of sight to you.
Oh, so they can maneuver first, then they march.
Correct. Or they can charge. They can maneuver first then charge. So they'll be very much
Yeah,
immune
because
to
I
it.
thought it should be much further. Because
Yes.
horse.
Yes.
Yeah, this is correct then.
Yeah.
That's very fast.
That is fast. Would you like to put this down?
Hmm.
So she's tempting you to come and charge her.
Ah. Is there a failed charge?
There is.
There isn't.
So if you fail the charge, you'll take a morale test.
Ah, okay.
Your panic test actually. That's where you can actually use the panic token, but in the case there's no panic token.
Hmm. Okay, I will just move this up now. I
Mhm.
will use the march as well,
Mm-hmm.
which is move times 2. So,
Okay.
5, so which means 10. So I'll move and I'll stop there.
Okay,
I won't pivot.
cool. That's the activation. This immediately.
So I have
activates.
to march this as well.
Yes, that would be ideal.
So its movement is the same as
Yes.
this 5, so
Yeah.
I'll just
Correct.
move it
So the bear comes right in
like
front.
that.
Yep.
Which means it is also
Yep.
activated.
If end of each round, if I get this, do I get 20 points?
2 points.
2 points.
Yes.
End of each round,
Yes. You marching?
I charge.
Charging.
Charging.
Hmm.
Okay.
Because
So
that's the only way I can reach this far.
the eye is going for a charge right now. Her total distance. Can you measure the range between the both of you?
Going ground.
Right?
Overwatch.
What is the distance?
10 inch.
10 inches. Okay, so what's your movement?
Charge.
What is your movement?
4.
Correct. So what do you need to roll?
6.
Okay. Good luck. Right. You sure you still want to judge? You don't have to, you know. You can pre-measure first.
You can match. And still reach.
But I won't get the point, no?
Yeah, she can. 8, right?
Scoring only happens from round 2 onwards.
Oh.
So I'll do much.
So still can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There.
Because that unit is very hardy.
My calculator.
The
Yeah.
black
I
guard-
don't pivot.
Okay. The black guard is very, very hardy.
So I'll just do a march as well.
Yep.
Which means it's also 10.
Yep.
So I'm just going straight.
Mm.
And I'll end together with them.
Okay.
Over here.
Okay.
And that's... when can I use these cards? Like,
You
when
can
do
use them based on the triggers. If you look at your cards, there are triggers
Uh-huh.
at the top. So you read the triggers, you will see what they mean.
Then I will use Swift Advance
Okay.
because I activate this. What is this? When a friendly infantry unit activates,
Yes.
that infantry may make a free.
Maneuver action.
So I can do a maneuver
Correct.
for this guy.
Correct. So instead of marching, you pull it back first.
Uh-huh.
Pull it back to where you originally started.
What's here?
So you play Swift Advance. You immediately, when you activate this unit,
Mm.
you say, when a friendly unit activates, I
Yeah.
play the card Swift Advance.
Mm.
And then when you play this, then you may make a free maneuver action.
Oh, okay. So, but the maneuver will then be. Do I have to maneuver first, or do I
Yes.
have to?
You have to maneuver.
Maneuver
first.
first.
Yes.
I see. Okay. So after I maneuver, then I can.
You may do anything.
Do
It's
anything
normal.
else,
It's
charge
you're
or
like a
whatever.
cavalry, yes.
Okay. Cool. I still can't charge that.
What's your movement?
Maybe I
right?
can 5. Yeah, if I end up 5 here,
Mm-hmm.
the charge is 5 plus 1d6.
Correct.
Somebody is judging.
Yes, I will try that.
Bloodthirsty.
So
Alright.
5
So first section of the game, Swift Advance.
here. 5 is 8.
Yep.
5 is here.
Okay.
Oh, can you move? Can you move like this way?
So in your movement, right, you should actually move it straight forward. So
Yeah.
in your case, you take the stick. Oh, sorry. You just put it here and then
Mhm.
guide it forward. Yep.
Let me forward.
Yep.
5.
Okay. Wait. Line it back to the stick. Correct.
Okay.
Pull it back a bit because you. There you go.
Is it? Okay.
Yes. And then let me just complete this.
Uh-huh.
Shit. Can't do this with one hand. Okay. So basically, you want to move it in one straight line. Now from here, you can then measure what is the space, what is the range between the both of you. In our case here, it's 7 inches.
Yeah.
Okay, because it's 6 point something.
Mm.
Your movement is 5, right?
Mm.
So you need a 2 plus.
Okay.
So remember the name of the dog.
Name of the what?
The name of the yes. Count it as you
God.
throw it.
Yes, you always say that it fails. So it's one dice,
Are you
right?
going to charge?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm going to charge.
Charging.
Charge.
Now what happens is that because you roll a fantastic number.
So I take moral test, right?
No, wait. First you take this plus your movement. So
Okay,
it's 1
6.
plus your movement is 5.
I still have
so
to
it's 6. Yes, you do.
Okay.
So you're now out of position.
So I move the full 6.
You move full 6, but you must stay away 1 inch from the enemy.
1 inch from enemy.
Yeah. Correct. Bingo.
So it's actually the full one, still 1 inch.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Now, what happens is that you have failed a charge,
Mhm.
and this is discarded already.
Okay.
So now you have to take 2d6
Mhm.
plus 1d3
Yep.
to see what happens.
Okay.
What's your leadership? Look for the banner.
6 plus.
6 plus. You roll an 8, you pass. Otherwise, you have taken 2 wounds.
Oh.
Yep. Simple.
Oh, this is not to roll high. No, to roll high, not low.
Yes, that's right.
Okay.
Alright. That was the first charge of the game. Unfortunately, the name of the YouTube channel came in to haunt you. I'll make sure I put a small violin sound.
Cannot say the name. I told you already. You cannot say one. Once you say it will happen. The ones will come out.
First.
Alright, you have 2 more activations left. Roose Bolton or Cutthroats. You have activated this unit, so we're just going to put this on.
I'm going to
Oh, yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
So
I got 2
I'm
more.
going
So I
to
need 2 more.
activate my Cutthroat Sun.
Usually there's only 2 options at the early game. Maneuver or March.
If I attack from the sign, I get more. I give more attack damage.
More damage because you
Full attacks.
-1 to their armor and you -1 to their leadership.
So
But it's quite difficult to get enough flanks. Eesh.
Maneuver then charge.
Hmm?
Or march then charge. Cannot.
You can't do that.
I do March 10.
Ooh, nice.
Then I will pivot.
Okay.
Pivot. Pivot 1.
Oh man. Okay.
こんな感じ?
Okay.
Is it no flank of this, but flank of this?
Okay, so good question. I is trying to angle the Cutthroats to charge the flank of this unit of raiders. The reason why you cannot charge the flank of this raiders is because firstly there's a bear here. The bear will block.
The bear!
And
Kill the
secondly,
bear.
you're still in the front of this unit. If you see where these 2 little lines are, if you take a look at those 2 lines and you just draw a straight line, you will see that majority of your unit is still in his front.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, so unfortunately, the only way you can charge this unit with your unit of Cutthroats is to charge him in the front, not on the flank.
So don't have to pivot.
そしたら
You technically do not have to.
Yeah.
can I
Yeah, you can undo.
Yeah.
undo?
Yeah.
That's the
この辺
front.
だったっけ?
Alright, cool. That's. And then you're better.
Maximize.
You don't want to move it up.
I'll change my move.
Okay.
多分
Put it back at 12 inches. Yeah. Measure 12 from the base. Yeah. Okay.
Anything but one. I must say it when I roll for morale. No. Cannot say that when I roll for morale.
どっちがエフェクティブなのかな? If I pivot now, then move, then pivot,
Yeah, got
but it's
chance.
very slow だよ.
Definitely.
Just move full first.
Up to you. You can do that as well.
Yeah.
Not a bad idea.
どこ行ったっけ? ここ? Far away だから I'll keep this way. はい.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool. So that's her go. It is now yours, Sam. Do you have anything left to activate?
2 more units.
There you go.
If I charge, it's a long charge.
Long man.
Yeah. If I march,
ガムガム、ロンガム、ロン、ロン、あ、forgot.
it's very nice. If I march,
So do you wanna? You're not gonna? Are you charging?
no,
Alright. So you're not gonna charge.
can't charge.
Yeah.
It's too
so
far.
you can either maneuver or march.
I will maneuver.
Okay.
Like that, right?
Yeah.
Then 5.
Hey, why you move this way?
Good. Do the unexpected.
Then pivot any
Yeah.
distance, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
My turn でしょ?
Yes. You only have 1 left, which is Roose Bolton.
So I take this. So nobody judge me. I'll take this top away. Bye bye.
Okay.
Hi.
So you're not panicking anybody here.
Should I panic?
So this.
Or maybe should I panic?
Wait.
Maybe I panic.
So you're leaving your panic token on, and then you want to panic 2 units, right? So maybe I should tell you that their morale is 3 plus, morale is 2 plus. So
Very
panic
low.
on this would be very wasted.
Oh, why? Oh, because they pass 2 or more.
Yes. So it's near impossible for them to fail.
Oh, so I think this one is 8 plus.
So this one's 8,
This 6.
6, 8.
Oh.
Yeah, so either this.
8, 6, 8.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So maybe I unless these 2, or you can just choose one. This one.
I will choose this one
Mm-hmm.
and this one.
Before you put it on this, remember what his ability is. When you charge a unit, what happens? It's not on the card, remember, it's on that.
I don't remember.
When you charge with a unit, Bolton Flame Man, you panic that unit.
Oh.
So you don't want to put the token there.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
because
Then-
already you were panicked.
Then
Yes.
put
Yeah.
here.
Okay.
Okay.
Because this is a common type of
My-
mistakes that could happen.
My turn is over.
Yeah. So I
Send
only
your
my
last one.
last unit.
Savage Giant.
5.
You can march as well.
March lah. No, I will.
Giant move fast.
March is 10, right? So 10 will be here.
It's easier if you use the stick the other way.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Correct.
So then you can line it on your base.
From 10.
Yes.
I think I will maneuver.
Okay.
5.
That's it. And then hit.
Pivot, right?
Wow.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
Don't come to my houses.
Like that.
Awesome. So that is done. Activation done.
Just that. Oh, thanks.
Alright, cool. So that's round 1 is over. Round 1 is no scoring. We go into cleanup phase. Cleanup phase, what happens is that we remove all the activation banners and we remove all activation tokens. We also remove all the NCUs from the board. Cool. Next thing that happens, take a look at your hand. Are there any cards in your hand that you don't want, that you want to throw? Now remember, if you have 3 cards and below, you can draw a card, but if you have 3 cards and above, you cannot draw another free card. So it's usually it's less beneficial if you have like 5 cards in your hand. You might as well just hold all the cards. Unless you want to throw like 5 cards.
I'll just keep it.
Yeah. Like for example, because she has only 3 cards, she may choose to discard a few cards to get other better cards.
Something
I
that
don't
is
know what
useful.
cards there are, so
Exactly. So right now, because you're very new, don't bother.
okay, I'll keep this card.
Okay. Now round 1 changes to round 2. The throne then goes to. Wait, actually, just now who took the first round?
Me. No, I gave it to her.
You give to her. Now it comes to you.
Even though it came to me. Oh, because I gave it to her.
Correct. You give it to
That's
her.
bad. But no difference, right?
It does. You have the first activation.
Oh.
Now, remember what we've learned about the wolf at the beginning of the round. You
Yeah.
need to mark one enemy.
For each roll of 1, it suffers 1 additional wound.
What?
It's like biting from behind.
This one on the round. This is called enemy combat enemy. Move it at the end of the round.
Yeah.
Sam, go ahead and choose one.
Defense saves for each roll of 1. Oh, so I just don't need to roll 1.
Just don't roll once.
Oh,
So
okay.
I keep saying anything but once.
The armor is very good. Eh?
It's actually 3 plus. The card that you have says 2 plus, but it's actually 3 plus. They've modified it.
But she actually went like, wow, this is 3 plus as well.
Yes, across the board, the entire army is 3 plus except for that
Doesn't
one.
matter then.
The unit.
There's no difference. Yeah.
Chicken.
I just put behind because they may want to move it. I don't want to block. It doesn't block anything anyway, right? So I just put anywhere.
Yeah, you can put it anywhere.
Yeah,
It's just a marker.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
So if I choose to activate NCU, right?
NCUs.
Then
She has the opportunity to react.
if it's successfully denied, then I don't get to place the person there, right?
You can. All Varys does.
Yeah.
Varys has 2 things that he can do.
Uh-huh.
He can either disable your card,
Mm-hmm.
i.e. your character,
Yeah.
or he can disable the board. But you can still go on the board. It's just that the effect here is cancelled.
Ah, I see.
But when you take that board, you prevent her from taking that slot.
Mm.
So you basically want to take the slot that you think she will take.
Oh, okay.
So you can see that this is in itself a game by itself. Then the cards is another game. Then the table is another game. So it's 3 games in one.
I see. Okay. Wow. Yeah, then I'll just charge this and
Okay.
that's straightforward lah. Easier. I don't think I can build this, right?
Charge.
Okay, so Sam, what Sam's doing is he's activating the unit of Bow Knots Chosen. He's then charging the unit of what are these called again? Blackguard.
The Blackguard.
Blackguard.
Because I'm trying to get the objective which they are on, so I'm trying to get them off. So that's the most direct route.
Definitely automatically in, so we don't have to measure.
Okay.
But you still have to roll a dice. Because if you roll a 1, it's a disorderly charge.
Hi. Is this a melee attack?
Not yet.
Oh.
5. So it's guaranteed in.
God.
On top of that, you roll 5. So now you only have one option, which is
move straight.
you can only get 50%.
Okay.
You are not able to take anywhere else because your other unit is in the way. Okay? Next, do you have any cards you all want to play? Because now Sam is going to... Wait, when you initially activate the unit, do you have any cards?
No, it doesn't. No, it's not what. Yeah. What sort of abilities do they have?
They have Horrific Visage.
Oh.
So what happens is that when you attack her, you will now have to take a morale test. On a fail, you will take wounds.
Okay. So if I use this...
At the start of any turn, target one enemy combat unit. If you have two or more friendly units within short range of that enemy loses all abilities this turn. Yes, you can play this at the start of the turn before you activate this unit to charge.
Not
you
as
say
I charge.
at the start of the turn.
Yeah.
I target one enemy. So, Aiken, what he's doing here is Sam is playing surrounded and exposed. So when he surrounds and exposed, because the key important thing is you're within 6 inches or short range of these 2 units, you lose all abilities. Horrific Visage goes away. Then you call your charge, you roll a 5,
Yes.
you go in, and then now you contact. So it's very important to know your cards, obviously, but you are still starting out, so it's fine. Next, you've managed to charge in. Now, what special things do you have?
This time.
Nothing. I also have Horrific Visage, but she didn't charge me, so it doesn't really matter.
Okay.
So, I have a question.
Yep.
That enemy means this. Only this.
Yes.
So this will still limit
Yeah,
has ability.
everyone else will still have their own abilities.
Yes.
Untouched.
Okay.
So it's only this turn, right? It says. Yeah, only this turn. So only for one turn. Sorry. That means now. So you're activating this unit. You have charged. Now you can swing. Go ahead.
But it's only half attacks, right? Because only half engaged.
Why? No such thing.
Partially.
No. When you are contact, you are always attacking at full. So your attacks. How many attacks do you have here?
8.
8 attacks.
Because full ranks.
Correct.
Oh, not half like here.
No. 2, 4, 6, 8. So 8 attacks.
So what's the difference of half and full face?
Yeah, that was the point.
Okay, there is
more
a
people
point.
can attack you.
It's positioning.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll just. So,
Wait, before you do that, is there any other things that you have here that you can play? No, right?
No, it's
Okay, cool.
it's deployed.
Don't forget Rattleship's order as well.
Okay.
later. Now you are attacking. Do you have any cards to play, Ajahn?
But it's after attack dice are rolled. So
Okay.
I want to see the roll first.
Okay,
Then he goes first.
I'm in the roll again.
Yep. What do you need to hit?
3 plus.
3 plus. So these are passes. You can re-roll the fails because you
I
successfully
charge.
charged it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, so 7 hits. Now,
I've got more dice here.
the 7 dice are rolled. Do you have any cards to play? So 7 hits. So you need to take 7 saves.
Roll 3 or more, then nothing happens.
Yes.
Yeah, and you're safe.
And every 1 that you roll, you take an additional wound. Because you're marked by the wolf.
No. 이빨.
Can she reroll, huh? Because
she cannot.
I charge.
No, she cannot.
only the charging unit.
So how many did you pass? How many do you fail?
こっちが
Four.
4 pass で3 fail.
Alright, so 3 immediately die. You roll 2 ones. Because of Sam's wolf, you take 2 additional wounds.
痛い
Wolf biting people behind.
Exactly.
And this will go away?
No, it stays there.
は
Yes.
あ 1、2、3と1、2
Yeah, 2 more.
おーめっちゃヒット
nothing,
ヒット
two
ちゃった
more. Okay, now,
お
moral, now you have to take moral test.
How many?
2d6 and 1d3.
2
Oh.
How many do I need? 6 plus
Yes. Are you vicious?
あー無理無理無理あ、6
No, I'm not. I'm not.
Okay, so, ちょっと待って. This is your result. Hold on 1 second, I forgot Rattleshot's ability. When a friendly combat unit completes a melee attack, if it destroyed an enemy rank, which you did, you just
So it's
destroyed,
completed already, the melee attack. It's considered completed.
completes a melee attack. Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. Rattleshot is within short range of the enemy unit. Search your tactic deck or discard pile for 1 Rattleshot tactic card and attach it to this unit and then shuffle your tactics deck. So you may search your tactics deck.
Can I
or
play
discard
this?
pile. No. It's already in your hand, right?
Yeah.
You don't want to do that. You
Oh.
basically want to use you
I
basically
can
want to
trigger
search.
this. I can trigger this and play it as well, right? Then I can attach 1 more card. Is it?
This is a good question, yeah.
Because 1 rank gone already.
No, here's the thing.
Ah.
You have 2
Mm.
cards that play to the same trigger window.
Mm.
I think you can.
No,
I
this
could be wrong.
one is only if. Oh yeah, destroy enemy rank.
Correct. So this is an order. This is a tactics card.
Mm.
I think you can. So you can go ahead and attach this to this unit, and you also
Then I
go and
search for one more.
search for 1 more.
To attach here.
Correct.
Is there
You attach so many?
Is there a rule limit that you can only attach 1 per? You can only attach 1 per face.
Yeah, I don't
per
know.
turn, yeah.
No. That one no such thing. But whether or not you can attach 2 cards like this to 1 unit, I don't know.
And can you even attach the same card?
No, you
Yeah.
can't stack.
Mm.
It doesn't say you can't, so I'm going to say you can. I just rolled a fail on her morale test. She rolled a 3, so she will lose 4 more models.
Hey, why? I pass.
You rolled 3.
Not English.
This total 6
No, this is how many wounds you take.
Then I put gruesome reminders.
How come there's 1 model here just now? Did I just remove too many? Yeah, correct. So 4 models from the D3, and because you failed. So 4 men.
Why? Why 3 and only 4? It's not
It's
3.
3 plus 1. It's D3 plus 1.
Where does it say? No such thing.
It's in the rule book.
I don't know.
I'm sorry.
Each time this unit is.
I didn't inundate you guys with so many rules. Put this at the side, please.
Oh,
This lah.
退場
Attach
Yeah.
this.
Jagged trophies. After friendly command, attach again for each time this unit
Try to
attack
preserve
is for each defensive roll 6. Okay, again, I am not sure. I'm just going to say that you can at the moment. I could be entirely wrong. So
退場します
he has these
無理無理
2 cards on this unit
Oh, I
now.
just attach 1 first lah.
If you ask me, my guess is you can only attach 1 per unit.
Mm.
But
退場します
nothing at the moment says that you can't attach 2 to that
Oh.
unit. I could be wrong. I could be
Because
entirely
if it's
wrong.
only 1 per unit, 1
Doesn't
attachment
want
per
to
unit,
keep
then it trumps the 2 cards per unit already.
Correct.
Yeah, so I might also keep that in my hand.
退場退場
I'll just keep the one I
退
put
場
in my hand.
doesn't want to 退場
No, this one I put it back in my deck.
Okay, you guys come later
Then I will just
退
treat.
場退場退場
Oh yeah,
Which one was in your hand earlier?
this one.
Okay, so this is in your hand. Don't
Yeah.
play this card.
So this
Yes.
one I will attach.
Correct.
Yeah, then I'll shuffle the deck.
So you have gruesome reminders on
Yeah.
this unit, Rattleshot. So you have to listen to this.
Huh?
This unit here, which is his Bone Lord's Chosen,
うん
while engaged with this unit, enemy suffers -1 to panic test roll for each destroyed rank in the enemy unit. So as long as you are engaged now, you will -1 to your
Okay.
panic test roll for each destroyed rank.
Actually, I should have put jagged trophies. Which is better.
You could.
Yeah.
You could. That's fine.
大丈夫大丈
Yeah,
夫
good jagged trophies.
大丈夫大丈夫
Because it's more more
無
defensive.
理
Okay.
たどり着けない
Okay. Jagged trophies. Show the opponent.
Alright, she's gonna heal. So I's taken the money bags to heal 3 men, not 2, 3. One more.
3 men.
Yeah. Awesome. That's it. And activation goes control goes back. Oh, you can't. You can only remove it from the same unit. So that panic remains here.
It doesn't say from one unit.
Yes, it is from one unit.
Is it?
Yes.
1.
Yes, yes.
Oh my god, that just then my plan goes
Okay.
south, not the north. Oof, oof, oof.
I see. Okay, my turn again.
Yes.
Oh, because she activated
Yes.
MCU. Okay.
So sound.
Charge.
Okay.
I'll just charge.
Yeah, roll 1d6
Yeah,
first.
gosh. I'm not gonna say it.
You're in. No problem. Just go
Let's
in
push it in.
50%. Yep.
So this, do I have this?
You do. Now you get horrific visage back. Yes.
Okay.
And this one I can still leave it, right? I don't have to.
Hold first. You
Activate.
finish this activation first.
Okay. So this one is what does horrific visage?
Okay, so when you
It's
attack,
here.
yes, it's the same thing. You
Okay.
take 2d6, you roll a plus 1d3
2d6, right?
and plus 1d3.
And plus 1d3. High or low?
You want high. What's your leadership?
8.
That's a fail. So you have 2
Yes.
plus 1. Take 3 wounds.
3 wounds. So I just put 3 men here. Do I have to remove them now?
You remove them now.
Yeah, okay.
No difference.
So I swing this one first.
Yes.
So it still has still has 3 ranks.
It does have 3 ranks.
So still 6 attacks.
6 attacks.
On a 4+.
Correct.
Needs force.
Mm-hmm.
Force to hit.
Force hit.
I gang up on this unit, so I get +1 to hit, right?
Yes, correct.
So it's 3+.
Yes, 3 plus hit.
No, sorry,
Alright.
3.
3 hits, and you can re-roll those fails because you
I
successfully
charged.
charged. Bingo. So
Wow.
it's 5 hits. Aye. Do you want to play any cards?
Wait, I still live, right?
You're going to
あ、
save
でも
now.
パニックテストがあるのか。
You have to save now.
あ、そっか。
Hmm.
でも after that there's a panic test.
Yes.
Okay, I take the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 5 dice.
I ask you again, do you have any cards you want to play? You have a card that you can play. I saw
No.
it earlier.
No.
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, you want to read? I don't have.
he can tell you which one.
But there's no 3D hits.
No, automatically block the 3 hits. And 3 hits if you control the money bags. You have the money bags right now.
Yeah, so you only take
immediately block
2.
3. So you only have to
Roll for 2.
2d6.
Yeah. And then you may save what's 3+?
So
Okay.
I'm going to call you to use Wealth and Cunning.
Okay.
So Wealth and Cunning, because so when you use this, the trigger is very important. When your friendly unit attacks or is attacked by another unit. So in
Yes.
this case, you are being attacked by a unit of raiders. You play this card. You look at the third paragraph. If defending, automatically block the 3 hits or 3 hits if you control the money bags. Varys is on the money bags. Immediately block 3
3
hits
gone
out of
already.
5. So you only have to defend against 2.
And if you roll
Okay.
3 or better, nothing happens.
Correct.
Yeah.
Now 2 plus. 3 plus, sorry.
Kai.
Alright.
Really?
So she takes 1 wound.
Plus the wolf.
And now
Yeah.
plus a wolf. So that's 1 more.
もうウルフ
So
強
now you have to take
い。
a morale at your base morale.
By T. Oh, but morale is good. Morale is good.
7 passed. So that's okay. You only lose 2 men.
わ
Okay?
ー、やばい。
Fairly straightforward, right?
Then I'll take this card to attach. Can I?
Yeah. What does your It says mark.
It's
of
the one from my hand
slaughter.
just now. Because I couldn't attach two to
Slaughter.
Yeah.
Instead, I attached to here instead.
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
Sure.
So what does it do?
So mark of slaughter. Sorry, mark of
Thank you.
slaughter means. Sorry.
It dripped.
Be nice.
He attaches this card to the unit raiders. This unit melee attacks roll +2 dice.
Eh?
Each time this unit makes a melee attack, after the attack has been completed, it may restore 1 wound.
What?
Yeah.
This
So
makes them quite
powerful.
powerful.
You know.
But they're actually quite weak and they already got the
I
panic
want the
token.
card.
So there's no other unit I can attach
Then
to.
can I
Fair.
cannot.
It may be able to stack. I may be wrong.
Then I
I'm sure
cannot
the universe
refill
will
my
tell
card.
us.
I use my card. I cannot refill.
Later.
You can if you take the tactics. If you take the
But
letters.
this is not refill. This
You
is
take two.
additional 2.
Yes,
Yes.
you take 2.
Can I use? I use one. I cannot refill.
No.
Oh.
You only refill at the top of the
What
round.
happens if we use all the cards already?
At the beginning of next round, you will get up to
3.
3 cards back.
Oh.
Yes.
No max hand, but minimum per round refill up to 3.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, is it my turn now?
It's
Yes, your turn.
Correct.
I use this.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good.
Panic me again. Oh, okay. Can draw 2 cards straight away. Then you can plan your moves. Right? You can actually look at the cards first, right?
Yes, you can
Yeah.
look at your
Okay.
cards and then put down 1 condition token on any of his
Mm.
units.
I can look all and then
No,
choose
no, no,
one?
no, only these 2.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Can you double panic? 2 panic,
Cannot.
3 panic tokens
No.
on the same unit.
Condition tokens only 1 per unit. So
1
you-
per type.
1 per type, you're right.
Ah,
So you can have the happy meal, which is all 3,
Oh gosh.
but only 1 per type.
Okay.
So what else can I put?
You can still put weaken
Like a-
or vulnerable
Correct.
emotion.
Weekend is what does it do?
Weaken means
My armor-
you force him to
Break off.
re-roll
Ah, yes.
and attacks.
At the
and
defense.
Defense is yellow, which is vulnerable. So when he passes, you can make him re-roll his passes.
Reroll successful, right?
Mm.
Must be all or only the successful?
Only successful,
Oh, then that's better.
of course.
Then you keep all the fails.
Yes.
It's good for any unit, but maybe best on units with bad armor saves.
Yes.
You can kill more,
Yes.
but then you can make him more vulnerable in that sense. So
Correct.
It's also okay.
Correct. So you have to ask yourself, what is
one
your
you,
plan?
Yeah, which one you want to kill now?
What is more important to your plan at the moment?
Actually, you can take this easy.
Mm.
But then this one.
If you can't break the unit raiders, then you're opening your flank to the giant.
Yeah.
If you engage the giant, then you open your flank to the raiders.
Or you want to help them.
You have, if you choose to mark and charge the unit of raiders, you will open your flank to the giant if you cannot punch through. If you can punch through, then you will go behind the giant, which is very, very good.
I'm confident you can pass through.
So using that, then you can decide whether or not to put the vulnerable token on the raiders.
Yeah. Then it's real charges yellow. It's like all the way behind. Then this one comes up to support and damage.
Con lại cho của chân số 2.
Okay,
Right,
yes.
cool.
I mean, oh no. But yes for you.
Actually, Chotomate, this one hasn't activated yet. You don't get to draw cards yet, actually.
Must I activate?
You have to activate. It's a
It's
chain activation.
no choice.
No choice.
Oh.
So let me guess. Now,
But what do I
first-
do with it?
First thing when you activate, right, you can't charge this one
Yeah.
because there's no way you.
I can only move up.
Yeah, you can't charge because you only have his
Mm.
front arc. So at the
There's no
moment
more
you can,
space.
Yeah, you can only maneuver if you want to maybe protect them from this.
I'll just put it up here.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, just like that.
Then this one activates
Can I save it?
activation stage.
Can I?
Yeah, you can.
Be like that.
So activation is done. So then she will draw her tactics card
Yeah.
and then it comes back to you again.
Okay, I will activate Lady Val. Then, do you want to use the spider to counter me?
No?
No.
Please go ahead.
Okay.
Really?
Why?
May I suggest that you say no?
Yeah.
I want to prevent.
Why?
It doesn't cost you anything. I mean, it's like you still got so many tokens. So yeah.
Strongly suggest.
Yeah.
What does it do again?
Because he can jump on the board to take something that will probably kill off your black art. My suggestion is
Just
do
block
this.
something. Yeah.
Block something. Don't sit on this token so many. It's
Yeah.
quite pointless.
Still got two. So
Yes.
이거 보죠. I use.
Yes.
Then no.
Then you roll a 3 or
3 plus. What are you blocking? The board or her ability?
I don't know what you're supposed
Oh,
to.
I
you
have,
suggest me to.
I have ability that I can,
Change to
Change
the
to horse.
maneuver.
or I can choose any of these here. So you can stop here or here.
Fail. So no difference. Go ahead.
Okay,
and
so
do
I
what
can
you want.
choose
Yeah.
instead. Okay. Well,
See what you can do.
I put here.
To me.
That's 2 maneuvers, right? So if I choose this,
Mhm.
you can attack this again,
Correct.
which I would do so because the objective is still pinned under
That's right. Go ahead.
that thing, but I can't. Oh, okay. So
Who are you activating?
but I've already activated these 2 units.
Correct. But you're getting a free attack from the tactics board. So who are
okay.
you using to attack?
I will use.
So means
Oops.
if you choose one of the units, it means the one either unit will be activated.
No. They're already activated. He's using the board to give.
So
that
it's
unit.
not considered activated.
No.
I will use I guess this unit
Okay.
to attack this unit.
Okay.
So this unit has 6 attacks.
Yes.
Oh, you need to take the panic test
Correct.
Oh,
Panic test first.
before you attack me.
correct.
Yes. Failed.
Failed.
So that's you take 3.
3, right? Okay. So it's no longer 6, right?
Yep.
So it's 5, cost 2 ranks.
Correct.
So 5, and then
You have additional bonuses.
because this unit's melee attacks roll plus 2 dice.
Plus 2.
So I add 2 more.
Correct.
It's not plus 2 to hit, right? It's plus
Mm.
2 to okay.
Mm.
So plus 2 dice.
Yep. 3 plus hit.
Then gang up, so 3
Yes.
plus.
3 plus hit. Correct. Alright.
I didn't charge, so I take back these 2.
That's right. So 5 hits. You have to save 5 times.
I use this card.
Wealth and cunning again. So
Okay, block
reduce
3.
3. Only save 2 more.
2.
Both wealth and cunning used.
Wonderful.
Nice.
Back 2 more.
2 more dead.
Because of the wolf, right?
Morale. The wolf is the one that gives 1.
2 and
additional-
1 is all.
Correct.
5.
5 failed.
Wait.
Burn all the cards.
Fail a panic test. You may reload the panic test if you
Correct.
control.
If you automatically pass,
Right.
so
So I
pass.
survive.
Worth the reward.
Yes.
Ooh.
After the attack has been
Wow.
completed, so I'll still I'll trigger the last portion of.
Restore a wound. Yeah. Go ahead. Can you guys see how powerful tactics cards are now?
Yeah.
Destroy means completely gone. Then.
Correct. Alright, it's your activation now. What would you like to do?
I want to do.
Do you want to march or do you want to charge?
I cannot charge.
Why?
I cannot change the direction, right?
Okay, so how does charging work?
Street.
So in our case, the first thing you've got to check is, can you see the opponent? Yes, you can. This is your arc right now. You can see the bear, but you can't see the unit raiders. You can charge the bear. Before you charge the bear, you have to measure what is the distance. Now, because if you run straight forward, you cannot charge the bear. Now you have to pivot this unit so that you can clip this bear somewhere here. So that means you will pivot on the spot until your straight path will lead you to the bear. This is the minimum that you have to turn. So that is probably an 8. Yeah, it's an 8.
Pivot until it's nearest.
Correct. Yeah.
But why cannot I pivot?
Uh,
Charge doesn't say pivot.
It's a pivot, then you move the speed plus 1d6.
Move speed plus 1d6. There is a pivot before that. It's not here, it's in the rule book. Sorry, I should have been clear with that. But this is part of the journey, your learning journey anyway.
Okay.
Hey, mine have that.
You have cut different.
Oh, the new ones have it.
Mine got charge pivot.
Hey, got cheated again.
Sorry, some things are updated. So anyway, 8. The movement is 5. You need a 3 plus to complete this charge. However,
Don't stay in the block.
if you don't want to do that, it's also fine. You can still go
Maneuver.
ahead and march 10 inches here
Yeah.
and then stay in his flank
Flank me later.
for the later move. Entirely up to you.
Or you can just kill this.
Or you can kill
Very
them.
easy.
This is no rush at the moment.
Yeah, you can do later because this one activated already. I can't do
Correct.
anything to you. This one you have a good.
Yes.
You
Oh
can.
no, I told you wait
can-
for Sam to do something.
No, I don't have a card for that.
Okay,
Mm.
I will try this one. I
Yes.
activate this.
Can add more people here.
Then
Can-
free maneuver. I will
It's a delicious mutton soup.
Are you going to charge the unit raiders?
Hmm.
Okay. So it's very unlikely that you can get into his flank.
Oh, really? Why?
So if you want to maneuver, I'm going to just show you how to do this. The fastest way is to put down this stick. The stick is 1 inch apart, right? So the best way is you can do this. Now your unit is going to be here. Now what will happen is that majority of your unit is still in his front.
But can she pivot again?
See here, I'm just going to pivot this way. Majority of your
Still
unit
front.
is still in the front.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
Two.
Okay.
Actually, no, it's in your flank already.
Oh, then can.
Hey, no, it's a 50%.
Can. I say can. Go for it.
Okay, well, there's a down two. Okay,
Can.
so go ahead, charge in the flank.
Then charge. I need to roll.
Don't roll one.
Oh.
It's an automatic in.
Yeah.
Just don't roll a one.
Yeah. don't say it when you
Then
roll.
one still get in.
No, it's a panic, right?
You get in. You still get in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's the panic that has that. It's
No,
disturbing.
because she will get in.
Oh, then you can say the.
Yeah.
Six.
Got it? Now
Yes.
you can move 50%, 100%, or 50%.
Mm.
You don't need the stick anymore.
Yeah.
Going to the flank.
You can just put all
Direct.
or half.
Yes.
Yeah. Can put
Oh,
3
like I
Cannot.
pivot.
Okay.
I pivot.
Just move it in.
Yeah. Just
Like-
just put it. Yeah.
Like this.
Correct.
Yes. You
You
can
wanna
put
go-
all also if you want.
Yes.
Or you can just
You
leave
can even
half.
go further behind as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's your choice.
Can you go
Can
further
go-
behind? Don't push his unit. Cannot. I think you're at the edge of the world.
Oh.
So 100% is the best you can do.
50 or 100?
50 or 100 is a must.
Then
Unless
mine is not very. Oh, mine is
you're at
50
50
also.
both.
Oh, you're in the middle of the arrow.
Yes, the middle is that point. Now, you've charged, you are panicked now.
Yes, I have to.
No. You put a
Oh,
panic
panic
token.
Panic token.
Okay? First put a panic token. Next, you have 8 attacks on 3 plus hit.
Any impact hits?
Do you remember what's his ability?
Yes, I do.
What's that?
She's vicious, so it's minus
Oh.
2 to your
Armor.
armor as well. No,
Armor.
minus 2 to morale.
Morale.
That's
Oh.
it. Only vicious.
Warfare, yeah.
3 plus, right?
3 plus hit.
3 plus.
Yeah.
2 plus
3 plus.
3 plus. 頑張れ頑張れ頑張れ欲しい
Yeah.
あ、1個だけじゃないあ、3
Ah, good.
これカウントでしょ
Yes, it's
Yes.
Oh.
So,
1, 2, 3.
because
Play
you
reload?
charge, you can
Reroll that
Reroll,
one.
Yes. Sam, can you open the app
Ganbare,
and just let me
ganbare.
see the
頑張れば欲しい
Oh.
よっ Oh! Hit!
You have vicious and panic
Mm.
and 8-6, yeah, correct.
Got
That's it.
the visage, right? I need to do first.
No, you don't have to
What's
do that.
what the vicious do?
Hold on. So firstly, 8 hits.
Yeah.
Do you have any cards you want to play to prevent more this
None whatsoever.
damage? Okay, so then what is
So
your,
confident.
what is your armor save?
Oh. It's extremely good. 4 plus.
Really? I
No,
think
no.
you're worse than that. The card is there.
6 plus? 6 plus.
6 plus. Okay, go ahead and try to save.
Sorry. 5 plus.
5 plus. Now, because she's attacking you from the flank,
Yeah.
your armor
Minus
save
1.
drops by 1. So it's a 6 plus.
So 6 plus. I was thinking 6 plus, yeah. Because of the minus 1. So correct, 6 plus.
Yeah, 6 plus.
All hit. All wounds.
4 wounds. So there's 8 men dead.
Okay.
2 ranks gone. Oh my god.
I got space
Now,
to put.
Now you will roll a morale test.
Revenge.
Is it on this 3 dice?
Same thing, correct? 2d6 and 1d3. Now roll that first.
My morale is 8 plus.
Correct.
Is there any like a...
There is.
Okay.
Because
And then if I put this, what? This doesn't do anything.
don't worry about that.
Oh,
It
okay.
doesn't function now.
This one can.
Don't worry
Okay,
about
okay.
that.
I'll just roll first.
So you failed.
Yes.
So now
She
I
doesn't have
has
to
the
remove
decision
that.
of doing whether she wants you to make the remove the panic token to make you reroll this or just leave it as 2.
Because I already failed.
Remove and reload.
Not necessary.
Why?
Yeah, because already 2.
2 is not bad.
So no. No.
But if you roll a
so
3,
this is not the 6.
Then I left 1.
Oh, I
If
thought
you
it
roll
goes
a three-
to 6.
guys, listen to me.
Uh-huh.
With 2,
Hmm.
Sam will be left with 1 man. If you
Oh,
roll
so
a
well done.
3, that unit is destroyed.
Mm.
Do you want to chance that he rolls a 3, or you want to leave it at 2, or you want to chance that he rolls a 1?
なんか今かけるかどうするかみたいな感じ。
Kill the unit lah.
You can try.
Yeah. It doesn't cost you anything, right?
Thus, the panic token. But she can throw some panic tokens like
Yeah,
Candy.
yeah, yeah. Do it.
Then
Because next time you can put back again.
Correct.
いいよ。リロールしよ
Reroll this.
Okay.
う。ワンワン。
One.
違う、3. I wanted the 3.
So remove
あ、
2
not the
and
one.
It's worth it
remove
lah.
the panic token as well.
It's worth lah.
Correct.
It's worth. I would have done it.
I would have done it too.
あ、そうなの
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I shouldn't scream for 1. I
No,
should scream
scream
for
for three.
3. Oh.
Okay, cool.
I should have said anything but one.
The unit is activated.
Okay.
Put the banner there.
はい。
Also my turn again.
Revenge. My horse is revenge.
That was a really good charge.
Actually, I don't have to do anything to them really. Can I just say I'm not doing anything and pass?
You can activate it and then don't do anything, but why?
Oh, it means it still can attack.
Yes.
There any penalties for flank? No. So you can I can still attack with 3 attacks, even though it's 3 only. Oh, okay.
I would also
Yeah.
ask you to look at your board, your tactics board. Right now, there is actually an option to bring something in.